Alright Tom, first thing I want to show you is the CAM VTC actuator is showing that it's failing by making a whirring noise when you start it up after it's been sitting for a while. Now if you heard the kind of clicking that lasted for about a second right after he let off the ignition, that's the sign there. And I will discuss with you, what that implies and what that tells me. Hey Tom, another thing I want to show you here. It looks like this is your front tire. This is your rear tire. As you can see, there are two different tires. The front tires are virtually new. The rear tires are in pretty good health. It's just that they are what we call chopping, meaning that if I run my hand this way, I can feel a pattern. If I run my hand this way, it feels smooth. And that can be due to just simply not rotating the tires enough, or it can also be symptomatic of alignment issues, such as your toe or your camber being off. And this is your rear tire. If it was much deeper, I would be concerned. It's kind of bordering between cosmetic and functional damage here, but I just want to make you aware of that we found on it as well. Another thing I would venture to guess about this vehicle is that this body piece has been damaged, and that's simply because a hole right here, it shows me that at one point a body shop has drilled a hole here so they could actually stick a tool in there and push a dent out from the inside, except normally what they do is they fill it. But what's happening now is you can see that the rubber weather strip that keeps water from going into your trunk is to the inside of this, which means that every time it rains, water is rushing directly over this hole and going down under your trunk area. Just looking at the amount of rust, it doesn't look like the hole has been there that long. I'm trying to refocus this. You can't really see it too well. It looks pretty fresh, but I would definitely recommend covering that up. Another thing my technician noticed when he was test driving was when he was braking, there was a little bit of vibration in the steering wheel. And what we normally do for that is machine the rotors. We'd cut them so they're flat with the brake pads, and that should get rid of that. I also want to point out that the brake pads do appear to be new, but they're not Honda brake pads. They are aftermarket, and with those we can see squealing just prematurely when it doesn't, they're not necessarily worn out. Also, another key thing there is, set my light up, calipers are more likely to basically seize, because when we install Honda brake pads, we break open one of these, which is anti-seize, basically, and rub it all over here, and that kind of keeps everything loose, because all these are constantly moving with the movement of the car and the wheel, and this facilitates that, and it's not here. And that's if you want to get Honda pads on here instead, but just wanted to make you aware of that as a potential. The results of your charging system test are looking good. Alternator and starter are looking good. The battery test, you can see we're rated at 550 cold cranking amps, and it's measured at only 329. One thing that may explain that is this is not a genuine Honda battery, which is the only batteries we put in. It's a Ford Motor Max, as you can see from there. Granted, it doesn't look old, and there's only slight corrosion on it. It kind of looks like a cotton candy kind of material that builds up there on the terminal. So, if it's not a problem, you may not replace it, but if we were going to put this off of our lot, we would have a Honda battery sitting in here. Hey Tom, it's Johnny at GT. Just wanted to show you a couple things on your car, so when we actually have a phone conversation about it, you'll be able to put eyes on what I'm talking to you about.